In a crazy twist, the new president refuses a photo with shady Pushpa, an Indian tycoon rich enough to buy a whole curry shop. The president thinks taking a photo with a smuggler would totally lower my status. It's like posing with a bulldog. No matter how fond he is of the shoes, he won't hold them. If the Pushpa photo leaks, it'll be tomorrow's headline. The Indian public would see him alongside the smuggler. As soon as they heard a camera click, he'd panic. He tried to get the reporter to delete the photo, but the guy was hesitating. So he dodged the camera and destroyed all the evidence. He even made jokes about Pushpa's wife's embarrassing moments turning into a flamethrower about to unleash his wrath. After the meeting, he casually asked another candidate, "So, how about a drink with a smuggler?" The other guy, Siddhartha, was left speechless. Once he confirmed that Siddhartha was genuinely puzzled, he nodded enthusiastically. Siddhartha's eyes widened like saucers, thinking, this must be a nightmare. This plan cost a lot, but he forgot Pushpa's got money to spare its pocket change. Leave it to Pushpa. Before leaving, he asked the reporter to save their photo, expecting Siddhartha's new president. He did this not just because of the insult, but because the new president publicly humiliated his wife. So he had to showcase the social scene that listening to women is totally cool. Outside the conference, flocks of people were surging in. The new president plans to visit his house on July 24, pointing at Siddhartha, saying the next president needs to raise a boatload of cash. To gather that cash fast, Pushpa flies to Malaysia, looking to make a big deal with local merchants. But he's a newbie here. The big shot across the table doesn't take him seriously. Frankly, they don't trust this pretty boy. He claims he knows plenty of Indian businessmen, and Pushpa just awkwardly smiles, thinking he can pull off 100 tons of timber without. Big boss chuckles, thinking this Pushpa kid is just bragging, and calls up his Indian friend without batting an eye. As soon as he hung up, Pushpa's phone rings, coincidentally asking Pushpa if he has the goods. The big shot tells himself it's just a coincidence, calls another Indian, but gets another call. Finally, on the third call, the other end says, "If you need it urgently, just give me a phone number." The big boss is shocked and asks, "Is that Pushpa's number?" The other side is curious, "How did you know?" Big boss doesn't answer. He knows for sure that Pushpa holds all the power in Indian timber smuggling. Now he just needs to negotiate this big deal. This is the real deal. After some back and forth haggling, Pushpa strikes a deal to export 2,000 tons of timber with Malaysia. But as soon as Pushpa returns to India, his first mission is to track down those timber thieves and their trucks. He gathers all the timber merchants to his house, saying he needs a ton of wood, and everyone's got to pitch in. Some are puzzled, saying, "But the police are cracking down. Too much traffic will attract attention." But Pushpa declares confidently, "Stick with me, you won't get caught." The bald cop is snoozing at home. Plus, a strong lady named Black Sister crashes at the bald cop's house. Her husband previously lost to Pushpa in timber smuggling. Learning of Pushpa's 2,000-ton cargo plan, Black Sister, disgruntled, asks the bald cop for aid. Finds Earl, O circumflex, Arabic letter 6BA, letter 6BD, a tilde micro, a umlaut, Cyrillic letter 4BB, not sign, is I, umlaut, pound, it sign 0, a circumflex, letter 377, 3/4 current, sign, Cyrillic letter 4B3, plus or minus 0, consider alpha, pound, it sign, paragraph, Armenian, paragraph, ligature, O tilde mud, J, degrees, also delivery, hick, shop, s, Armenian, so letter 23C, Hebrew symbol 5BD, acute, letter 3, 1 pound. Black Sister spills the beans on Pushpa's route. The cop quickly assembles his team to spring into action. Prepare a sting operation to buy time, planning to use one life to threaten Pushpa. Meanwhile, during a downpour, a funeral is held. Siddhartha shows up at the police station to ask if the guy's dead or not. The bald police chief gives a slight smile, clearly indicating in his heart that he's not afraid of falling into the river. For the peace of India, Siddhartha offers a cool ₹1 billion, but the bald cop thinks it's just an opportunity to humiliate him. He kicks Siddhartha out of the room, ordering him to strip naked, warning that if he accepts the compensation, he'll be treated like a potato. As a result, the negotiation ends up with Pushpa publicly apologizing at the bald cop's party, even if he's totally reluctant. He understands that, even though it is an apology made out of sheer necessity, when he thinks about the 500 tons of goods that have been withheld, he has no alternative but to swallow his pride. After saying this, Pushpa keeps insisting to the bold cop, as long as you catch a piece of wood, I'll bail on the gang and cheer for you in the forest. With tonight's betting agreement, they are all set for whatever happens on Sunday. This is a bet that could determine life or death. That night, the bold cop patrols the border, tossing an empty bottle into the river when suddenly he hears a strange noise. The noise sounds different from that of a bottle falling into water. It's more like something hitting rocks. He rushes to the border, and to his surprise, the river is bone dry. The bold cop rushes over to investigate. Turns out there's not a drop of water in sight. He realizes they've been tricked. No one used the main road. They must be going upstream on the river. Having figured it out, the bold cop pulls towards the border, while Pushpa's side starts pushing back. Meanwhile, his accomplices are opening the floodgates, unleashing a torrent to block the bold cop's route. With just 4 kilometers left for timber crossing, the bold cop pulls out his last trump card, gearing up for a counterattack. They lead a pack of bullock carts to ambush the goods. Pushpa's men flee in panic. The cop thinks victory is within reach. The bold cop plays Pushpa's tough words on loop, humbly showcasing his greatness. What a joke. But before anyone can pledge loyalty, they realize the goods they blocked weren't meant for border transport at all. Instead, it was low-grade timber worth a measly 10,000 rupees per ton. Meanwhile, Pushpa's goods had already crossed the border. This whole scene is just a show for the bold cop. Pushpa takes the opportunity to laugh at him. The bold cop can barely retaliate, and Pushpa doesn't even acknowledge his childish antics. At that time, Pushpa only had to catch a piece of wood. He decided to head to the forest as moral support. Now all he is a bunch of junk wood.